5 decluttering secrets seniors swear by that actually work. What if I told you that one simple question could instantly reveal which items in your home are bringing you peace and which ones are quietly stealing it? A 70-year-old grandfather discovered this exact question, and with it, he managed to clear out 2 entire bedrooms in a single weekend. These were rooms he hadn't stepped foot in for over 6 years. Imagine that. 6 years of living with doors closed. 6 years of knowing the clutter was there, but feeling powerless to tackle it. And then, in one weekend, it was gone. Welcome to the Senior Decluttering Diaries. This is the series where we dive deep into real stories of transformation, practical methods that actually work for seniors, and the emotional breakthroughs that happen when you finally let go of the things that no longer serve you. And stay with me, because method number 3 has a reality check so powerful it will shock you with how quickly you can make confident decisions about your belongings. Let's begin with Harold. Harold is a retired firefighter from Ohio. At 68, he'd lived a full life, raising a family, collecting sports memorabilia, filling his garage with tools from years of home projects. But over time, the things piled up. His basement turned into what he jokingly called the black hole. Boxes of clothes, tools he hadn't touched in decades, holiday decorations mixed with keepsakes from loved ones who had passed. Every time his children visited, Harold felt embarrassed. He'd say, "Don't go down there, it's a mess." But behind the humor, he felt overwhelmed and weighed down by things he didn't know how to part with. If you're nodding right now, maybe you felt the same way. The truth is, many seniors experience this after retirement or major life transitions. Sometimes it's about grief, sometimes it's about the fear of losing memories, and often it's just that life accumulates faster than we can sort it. But here's the hope. You don't have to spend years digging through every box. These methods can help you reclaim your space in weeks, not years. The first method Harold tried was what I call the memory box method. Think of it as keep the love, not the load. Harold's biggest hurdle was his late brother's belongings. His brother's fishing gear, jackets, and stacks of books filled half the basement. Every time he thought about letting them go, guilt pulled him back. But here's what shifted everything. Instead of trying to decide between keeping it all or throwing it all away, Harold set up 3 boxes: one small, one medium, and one large. The small box was reserved for the most precious items, the ones that made him smile instantly, like a fishing lure that carried the strongest memory of their trips together. The medium box held things of moderate value, items that still meant something but weren't life-changing. And the large box became a temporary holding space. Those items would be photographed, honored, and then donated. The breakthrough came when Harold donated the fishing gear to a local youth program. He kept one lure in his small box, photographed the rest, and gave those rods and reels a second life. He realized that by letting go, he wasn't losing his brother. He was helping his brother's love for fishing live on through the next generation. For the first time in years, Harold walked into that basement and felt peace instead of grief. The second method comes from Maria, a retired nurse, age 72. She loved collecting teacups, mugs, and little kitchen trinkets. Over time, though, she realized she had 53 mugs stuffed into her cabinets. 53! Some chipped, some mismatched, some she hadn't used in years. But each time she thought about getting rid of them, her mind whispered, "What if I need these someday?" Then Maria tried the Grandparent Gift Test. She picked up each mug and asked herself, would I be proud to give this to my granddaughter? Would this bring her joy? Out of 53, the answer was yes for only 10. Those 10 were beautiful, meaningful, and worth keeping. The rest? Donated. But here's the twist. Instead of feeling like she'd lost something, Maria felt joy. She reframed the process from loss into generosity. She realized she wasn't throwing things away, she was curating her life and passing forward the best parts of it. She even hosted what she called a family treasure afternoon. She invited her children and grandchildren to choose items that spoke to them. There was laughter, storytelling, and connection. And for Maria, seeing her granddaughter treasure a mug she'd once loved meant much more than letting it gather dust in her cupboard. Now, quick question for you. What's one item in your home right now that you honestly wouldn't give to someone you love? Take a moment to think about it. Maybe it's a pile of old magazines, maybe it's clothing that no longer fits. Drop it in the comments below. Sometimes saying it out loud is the first step to letting go. And now we arrive at method number 3, the 1-year reality check. This one might shock you. The truth is, if you haven't used something in the past 365 days, there's less than a 15% chance you'll use it in the next year. Linda, a 66-year-old grandmother, had a bread maker tucked in the back of her pantry. She hadn't touched it in 4 years, but every time she saw it, she thought, maybe someday. But here's the reality. She bought bread twice a week from the grocery store and never once wished she had baked her own. That bread maker wasn't a treasure. It was just taking up valuable space. Here's a trick you can try. Place small stickers or colored dots on items around your house. Only remove the sticker when you truly use the item. Not when you dust it or move it, but when you actually use it. After 30 days, take a walk around your house. Anything that still has a sticker hasn't been touched. That's your clutter. Linda did this and was shocked by how much she'd been holding on to just in case. Clothes still with tags, books she never opened, craft supplies she hadn't touched in years. She cleared an entire closet in one afternoon. And the feeling? She said she felt 10 pounds lighter without ever leaving her house. Method number 4 is the room rotation technique. Most seniors get stuck because they try to do everything at once. They empty out the garage, start in the kitchen, then run out of steam and give up. Room rotation fixes this by breaking the process into manageable victories. Harold began with his laundry room. In just 40 minutes, it was completely decluttered. That small win gave him energy to move on to the kitchen the next week. By the 3rd week, he tackled the basement, the very room that once overwhelmed him. And here's the secret. He never worked for more than 20 minutes at a time. He set a timer, and when it rang, he stopped. That way he built momentum instead of exhaustion. Week after week, room by room, Harold slowly transformed his home. And the best part? By the end of the rotation, he not only had cleared spaces, but also had the confidence to maintain them. Finally, we reach the legacy method. This is the heart of it all. Ask yourself, what story do I want my home to tell about who I am and what matters most to me? Maria asked herself this very question. For years, her spare room was nothing more than storage, boxes stacked to the ceiling, a space no one wanted to enter. But when she reframed it through the legacy method, everything shifted. She envisioned her grandchildren visiting her, not in a cluttered room, but in a cozy reading corner. So she cleared the boxes, donated what she didn't need, and kept only her favorite books, a comfortable chair, and a lamp. That room became her storytelling space, the place where she and her grandchildren shared adventures through books. Now her home told the story she wanted, Grandma the storyteller, not Grandma the hoarder. The legacy method makes decluttering meaningful. You're not just removing objects, you're shaping your environment to reflect your values, your passions, and the person you want to be in this next chapter of life. And the results? In just a few weeks, Harold and Maria transformed their homes and their lives. They didn't erase memories, they created space for new ones. They went from feeling weighed down to feeling proud of their homes again. Harold said, "For the first time in years, I feel like my home belongs to me, not to my clutter." Maria said, "I thought I'd be sad to let things go, but I realized I was happier because now my family enjoys my home with me." So let me ask you, what story do you want your home to tell about this chapter of your life? Share your vision in the comments below. Your answer might inspire someone else who's watching right now. And if this episode of Senior Decluttering Diaries gave you hope that change is possible, hit that like button, share it with a friend who could use some encouragement, and don't forget to subscribe. This channel is dedicated to helping you reclaim your space, your peace, and your joy. Because your home should not be a museum of the past, it should be a launching pad for the future.